Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 North America Innovation Awards. My name is Anton Ricafort, and I'm the Innovation Director for ACCIONA in North America. I wanted to extend some special welcomes first to the live audience. Thanks for making time and being here today. I want to acknowledge the travelers from overseas, particularly from Spain. We have Jose Luis Rosell and Fernando Fajardo here. I also want to extend a very warm welcome to those of you that are tuning in on at ACCIONA Corporate. This is important because it shows that at the highest level of the company, we're acknowledging the change that's coming, particularly with the title there with AI. So I just wanted to take a little bit of a pause there and acknowledge that. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in the beautiful city of Vancouver, which is in the unceded and traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh Nation. A couple of administrative announcements. We are live streaming. Please be mindful of the cameras. There's wires everywhere, so just please be mindful of where you walk. We are recording as well, so for those of you online, if you miss any parts of it, please look for a link in the coming days. We'll be sharing it with you. Some in-room considerations. In case And lastly, probably the most important thing is we have for you 4 great teams presenting today, and they will be presenting live, and they've worked very hard, so please, if you have your personal devices, please make sure that they're on silent so we're not disrupting them. All right, so I'd like to now welcome on stage Carlos Planes, our Managing Director, for some opening remarks.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Very briefly, just wanted to welcome everyone to this event, everyone that is here present, and everyone that is joining us online. A few words, but first, I would like to thank Anton for organizing this event, not just this event, but this actual program, and everyone that has
All right, I think we're back. We've sorted it. Apologies for this. Okay, so we'll carry on. Okay, so what we're covering right now, just to take a few steps back, a lot of us are new in the region, and so I'd like to give a little bit of an update on how the Innovation Awards went this year. We'll have our closing and awarding. Okay, so why do we do this initiative? First, of course, we want to cultivate innovation within the region. We want to motivate and encourage everybody, regardless of position, tenure, and experience, that you can challenge the way of working. We also wanted to facilitate connections, and that's connections beyond your normal working environment. And so very happy to report that this particular year we had interactions with people in Madrid as well as Australia. And we even actually have a participant from overseas as well. So One of the biggest changes we've made this year is actually trying to address the real business pain points of the, and the way we did that was we took time and interviewed some upskilling and training. This is the innovation funnel. So we started out with 60 participants. We moved them into 15 teams. Each of them picked what they wanted to work on. And then in the end, 13 of the 15 finished. We had a team of panelists that selected from the 13. And now the 4 finalists are here with you today to present live. And again, we'll pick the winner today. I just wanted to take a moment and talk about some of the emerging themes. So these are the most popular challenges that came about, workforce development and knowledge. And really this is about how do we develop the team and be ready for the changes that are coming in terms of technology. We also, the next 2, efficiency, sustainability and circular economy. Okay, so just wanted to spend a little bit of time also to acknowledge the coaches and the selection panel. We have Jose Luis Rosell with us today. Diego, Elena, and Jesus Garcia couldn't make it, unfortunately. And I also want to acknowledge the judges today. Thanks so much for being here and sharing your insights on some of the ideas today. I'll introduce Nat and Cam a little bit later on more formally when they provide feedback. And I think now we're going to start with the presentation. So just to give a little bit of just context on what we're going to do, each of the teams will be introduced by a short video. They're going to come up on stage. Sarah and I are going to watch the clock, make sure that they don't go above the 15-minute mark, and we'll have
Fragmented, large-scale spatial datasets not stored and managed in a single source of truth cause inefficiencies, delays, and rework across operations. Without a regional geospatial common data environment, planning and asset oversight falter, escalating costs and risks across complex projects and ACCIONA's business units. Increasing project complexity and cross-business unit demands heighten needs for a unified geospatial platform to manage data effectively. A GIS-based solution leveraging Esri and ArcGIS unifies data to address these challenges, spatially geolocates discipline-specific datasets for real-time asset visualization, and incorporates live IoT streaming data and AI delivering predictive and drives innovation, ensuring reliable project delivery, cost savings, and enhanced efficiency. Team 5 will now come to the floor and explain how they have decided to tackle this challenge and create a viable solution for ACCIONA.
Thank you, Anton. Sorry. Thank you, Anton, and thank you for the opportunity to participate in a program like this. So we are Team 5 Spatial Awareness, and so we are Team 5 Spatial Awareness, and today we'll have a look at how we can achieve a digital twin within the North American region to produce and manage all our information in a spatial manner. So I'll start by introducing the team. We have Mashit, we have Maral, both from the BSCGP project. The quote from Michael Herman, which is, "Maps are like campfires. People and everyone gathers around them because they allow people to understand complex issues at a glance." So before we get into the presentation, let me quickly cover some key terminology that we need to understand. First of all, what is GIS? GIS is essentially geographic information system that allows us to visually and spatially see and understand our data and information, okay? Without GIS, we cannot map and see trends and patterns across a map. And the second terminology is the digital twin. Basically, a digital twin is the digital representation of the physical world. So if you think of something happening on site, you want the exact thing that is happening on site happening in a digital environment where everybody from the back office would be able to see the same information without going. Okay, meaning we are potentially less competitive in North America because personally I've seen our competitors implement similar solutions in the past. Because we're doing everything on a project level instead of an organizational level, we potentially have hidden costs and redundancies, and we produce inefficiencies throughout our project delivery. And by having silos of information, we have fragmented data, which means we have fragmented decision making across the board. Okay? Which ultimately leads to lower and slower engagement, both from our project participants as well as from external participants. And because we have silos of information, again, we have silos of knowledge, which is not beneficial to ACCIONA in the region. And ultimately, we want to be able to reduce the visibility of the sustainability impact within ACCIONA in the region. So what is our solution? Our data, we can implement a data set basically from any business unit across any of the project types that we have in ACCIONA. We have the ability to provide analytical insights, contextualize information across the globe in a spatial manner or geographically, and then we have the ability to allow for multidisciplinary collaboration across the board. Doesn't matter from which business unit or from which project type you stem from. So fundamentally, what is our goal? Our goal is to have a digital twin of all ACCIONA projects in our region. And by doing that, we can leverage AI and machine learning to actually understand and interpret our data in more detail than we've ever been able to achieve before. Okay? Another fundamental requirement would be the ability to have ecosystem integration. We have a lot of initiatives running across ACCIONA, not only in our region, policies. We have to have the ability to collect field data, and when you collect field data, that data automatically goes over into our digital twin. Obviously, the data should be geolocated. We should be able to see any of the data sets across the globe, more specifically in our region, and we should support engineering data, and that would be 3D models, 4D models, and CAD engineering data. And if we bring all of that together in a singular environment, imagine what we can understand from our data, imagine the trends and the patterns we can view as a region. Okay, so how do we achieve this? Well, basically, we have, sorry, wrong button. We have 5 implementation phases. Procurement, we need to identify a pilot project, and then we need to procure the licenses and stand up the environment. Phase number 2, we have and then upload the data into Esri. Number 4, we have to invite users, sell the idea, show them the potential of GIS within the organization, and then ultimately train them up adequately. And then 5, we have to scale this across all the projects within our region. But if you have a look at the phases, we've already, as an organization, achieved up to level 4. Because on the EGS project, we have a working digital twin. We have a GIS system that's been implemented. So we have the footprint and we have the capacity to scale this now across the region. So this is the accounting slide. Not everybody's cup of tea, but we have to look at some of the numbers. So we have 2 potential options in terms of procuring GIS. We have an online version and we have an enterprise version. So the best way to explain this, online is like kind of going to a restaurant, ordering your pizza from the restaurant. You kind of have to order from the menu. and it's obviously more expensive because somebody has to prepare the pizza for you. The enterprise version is a little bit more robust for us as an organization. We go to the shop, we procure the ingredients that we want for our pizza, we maintain and we bake our pizza ourselves, so we have all the control over the solution. And what we've done is we've looked at a 5-year period and we've compared the two solutions in terms of the cost. And we can quite clearly see that the red one in the bar chart is the online version, which is exceptionally more expensive than our enterprise version, and we've worked out that it's a 70% reduction in cost. Okay, so then we also have the capacity to basically retrieve the overhead costs. So if we charge the projects for the use of GIS at a nominal fee, we can actually cover the overhead costs for running an enterprise solution. And we've again calculated if we use the online version and we use the enterprise version, there's a 70% reduction in cost. And typically if our projects on a project level go and procure an Esri license independently from Esri, they will pay $220. But with our solution, we can charge the project $109 per license, which is a more than 50% reduction in cost for an individual license. So imagine if we scale that up, the savings that ACCIONA can potentially achieve. So how do we measure our implementation? We have the adoption by measuring the amount of users that's potentially going to be working on the system. We'll measure the projects that are onboarded onto the system, as well as potentially the different business units, because our vision is that all ACCIONA business units, energy, water, concessions, as well as construction, ultimately work within our platform. Time, the second one, how quickly we can get a project running on an Esri environment, how quickly we can save them money by not having the redundancies of recreating the wheel at a project level each time they need to implement. And then I think in the previous two slides, we've demonstrated quite clearly how we can save ACCIONA a lot of money in terms of cost, up to 70% based on the model that we're currently doing, which is the procurement at a project level. So another key initiative that we have with our strategy is we want to develop templates for all the different project types, as well as all the different disciplines within those project types. So think quality and environmental and construction and the different disciplines in concession and different disciplines in water and energy. We want to be able to work with the stakeholders, develop the templates. We want to pilot the templates, get their feedback, and then basically scale that across the region. So the way that I like to think about this is going into an ice cream store, seeing all the flavors, and then picking the flavors that is applicable to your project and to your business unit. Okay, so we've also identified benefits for ACCIONA, both on a project level and an organizational level. So let's start with the project level. So the first benefit would be speed. We will be able to onboard a project quite quickly in a matter of days, if not weeks. And by doing that, we will have consistent data across the board. So one project will look exactly the same as the next project. And then that will mean we will have improved quality. So if we have the same structure and our users are familiar with the structure, it's going to be a lot better in terms of quality and ease of use. And from an organizational standpoint, imagine if we have all the data within the same platform, we will be able to compare project performances, we will be able to learn lessons from one another instead of having silos of information. We would have standardized data sets. We have enormous cost savings already, which I've justified, and we have a scalable solution that can be worked across the board. So in terms of our ACCIONA strategic goals with our digital twin and our GIS implementation, we want to improve project delivery by first of all aligning to the ISO 19650, which is now mandated on most projects, and most clients want to adopt ISO 19650. We want to be able to align with ACCIONA's digital transformation goals. We want to contribute to sustainability by improving project delivery, and we want to align with ACCIONA's Sustainability Master Plan of 2025. And the last one is supporting the Sustainability Development Goal number 9, which is to promote the innovation and resilience in infrastructure. I'll now hand it over to my colleague, Maral, and she will continue the next set of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Deploy. So now let's take a look at some of the case studies. So globally, ACCIONA has proved the value of GIS. So first case study we looked at was ACCIONA Australia, and they're now prioritizing sustainable engineering and construction practices using ArcGIS on all their construction projects. And they actually won an award from Esri, and this is one of the key articles on their website promoting ACCIONA and their construction capabilities. And then we also looked at Spain. So in 2025, ACCIONA was the only Spanish company to receive the Esri Special Achievement in GIS Award that recognizes their global leadership in areas like earthworks management, social impact, production control, and traffic planning. So as you can see, the track record is definitely there. Now it's time to scale it here in North America. This is a mock-up of what we developed. So it will give you a visual representation of what the ACCIONA GIS hub could look like. So as you can see, we have the North American regional map with the dots representing different projects, and then we have subsections divided into different business units. So this hub becomes the single source of truth. It's where all the project data comes together, making it standardized, secure, and accessible to everyone. Now let's take a look at some of the examples of what digital twins can do. So this is the downtown Toronto digital twin for the ESG project. And in construction, digital twins can detect design clashes and improve coordination early on instead of during the construction phase, which will further help us make better decisions and support our planning departments. In terms of energy, this is a mock-up of what we can potentially do. So we can track turbine performance and enable predictive maintenance, which gives us, which allows us to anticipate when we will need to maintain our assets. So ultimately reducing downtime and helping us improve our operational planning. And then we have concessions mockup, so we can monitor real-time traffic, track the operational data for each highway of the concession, including traffic volumes, average speeds, incidents, and toll revenues. We can also have performance tracking, and using historical data, we can do predictive maintenance and operational planning, which will then help us improve our operational planning. So digital twins really are the future of project delivery, where live data drives decisions. Now, in terms of AI integration, we can improve our GIS tools with 3 AI components. So first one we have is GeoAI for deep learning and predictive analysis using more than 100 pre-trained models by Esri. And second, we have AI assistants that can provide guidance, help in making GIS tools accessible to everyone, and improving productivity and efficiency. And third, we have, with GIS agents, we can automate and connect GIS into the wider ecosystem. So together, these create a smart, predictive ecosystem that saves us time and reduces cost. Now, how about integrating within the ACCIONA ecosystem, right? So our solution seamlessly integrates with ACCIONA's ecosystem and tools such as Atlas, SEO, FIA, BIM Core, and also it can be integrated into the existing Esri systems in Spain and Australia, making it a holistic overview of GIS within the whole organization. Now, we can use GIS as the umbrella for integrating innovation for different disciplines. So through GIS, we can implement AI, advanced imagery, analytics, and immersive 3D, not only in construction, but also in other sectors from water and energy management to transportation. And this integrated framework allows us to scale the same capabilities, enabling smarter decisions and more resilient infrastructure. And now let's take a look at some of the digital twins that already exist. So these examples are here to give you an idea of how digital twins are transforming landmark projects of global significance, further inviting you to imagine the impact on ACCIONA infrastructure projects. So bringing it back to the roots of our organization, we have some examples from Spain. First one, we have La Sagrada Familia. This is the actual digital twin, spatially located on the map. We also have the Hotel Vela digital twin. Same for El Pith. And we have Camp Nou Digital Twin. And so to summarize, we are Team 5, the spatial awareness team, and we are proposing an ArcGIS platform to centralize geospatial data for all projects across North America. And it will be beneficial to ACCIONA because it can provide a single source of truth for all the geospatial data within our organization, provide a digital twin, reduce costs significantly. It can also give us a competitive advantage in bid proposals. It can also improve our projects, and it can also be able to be seamlessly integrated within the ACCIONA ecosystem. So in a nutshell, with this strategy, geospatial data becomes one of the most powerful strategic assets for ACCIONA. And to close it off, I just want to mention a quote by Alan Kay: "The best way to predict the future is to invent it." And thank you all for your attention. Thank you for the judges. Thank you for our sponsor, Jose Luis Elevin, and thank you for our coach, Jose Luis Rosell.
And good luck to our competitors.
The Q&A from the judges. Do you guys have any questions for the team here, Team 5?
Thank you so much for the presentation. I thought there were some really great analogies. I like the ice cream store. Obviously, great sportsmanship, which shows real competence. You did an excellent job. At the core of AI, it's really quite basic. You have a large data set, and then there's some analytics or the black box, and then you get a lot of predictions. And now we can reach those predictions at scale in a way that we couldn't before. And then there's a layer of judgment of what should we do with these predictions, which is always human-led. So I just wanted to start on the data piece of that. Your quality of data is the quality of your predictions. Can you help us understand how you think about ensuring that you do have quality data at the outset, but also maintain that quality of data throughout?
Yeah, so during the presentation, we spoke about how we will generate templates for all the business units across all the different project types. So that's how we will control data. We'll have a standardized set of how we collect the information. Once we map out that roadmap, it will be easy to control the information because we don't put in data into our system that is not in conformance to those libraries of data.
Sure.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Clearly well practiced, and you've put a lot of thought into this. I'll start with a question about the cost savings in terms of the motivation. I think there's lots of benefits that you've outlined, and what I'd like to hear is what efforts you might have gone through to try to quantify those benefits to give like a cost-benefit analysis, or is it more like an intuitive approach?
Like I've mentioned, we already have the solution running, so we understand the cost-benefit analysis to our project already in downtown Toronto. So we actually have a digital twin. So in terms of the phases of implementation, we are in practice already in phase 4 of the implementation. So we've seen that our project users are using our environment. They are leveraging all the functionality. We have a digital twin in terms of reality data, drone information, live scans, ortho photos, everything already incorporated into our GIS environment. And that solution is what we want to scale and the benefit to bring to all of the ACCIONA projects and business units, not just one.
So do you have actual numbers for what was saved on your pilot project?
In numbers and what?
So in terms of the savings on that project,
yeah.
So far, do you have like a running total of we've saved 10% in?
No, we don't quantify it like that. No.
Okay. Thanks.
So thank you for the presentation. I have 2 questions. One is, the technology that you've shown is not new. It's been GIS being around for a while. What is it that makes it interesting now at this time? That's one question. And why haven't we implemented this before? You mentioned some competitors are using it. I'm not sure that they're using it in the same way that you're presenting. But why now, or why not earlier, the use of these technologies that have been around for a while? First, and second, can you explain to us the level of effort in terms of resources and data collection that is required to implement this in a project. In your presentation, it gave me the impression that it was very easy and very quick to implement. I'm sure that's questionable in other projects because I don't know what sort of effort in terms of design output or in terms of data you would need to actually implement the system. And then what resources do you actually need in the project to run it and to maintain it?
So to answer your first question, for sure ACCIONA has used GIS in Spain and Australia, so it has been done by ACCIONA. But it is like fragmented data. Like they have done their work, they have their own projects, and like the informations are like silos. Right now we are offering to have like one source of data that all the projects can follow. And we are going to have like the templates that all the projects are going to use. So all the information would be gathered in the same hub that can be accessible for everyone. And it can save us time, it can save us money, of course. And for your second question, for sure, we will need some people. We also would need help from the IT team of ACCIONA to have this hub launched. But as we mentioned, we had it in, our team members are using it in Downtown Toronto project. And they have it until phase 4. They're using the online version, but we only need to just scale it to have it at the enterprise level and then be ready for all the projects in the North America.
Sorry, just to add on to that, irrespective of whether you're going to go online or enterprise, you still need a resource. We have a GIS lead in downtown Toronto, so we have an online version, but what we're proposing is have an in-house version and a resource. So either or, if you want to implement a sustainable GIS digital twin platform, you will need to have a resource.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all the time we have for Q&A for Team 5, so thank you.
ACCIONA's projects generate massive amounts of data, but much of it lives in disconnected, ad hoc systems and replaced mid-project. This creates duplicated work, lost information, reporting delays, and costly rework. Without standardization, projects start from scratch, wasting time, inflating budgets, and risking data integrity. With technology so dependent on accurate data, structuring information is critical. That's where the project integration team comes in. More than system implementers, PIT ensures every tool and process meets real-world needs, bridging departmental gaps and enabling seamless data flow. By aligning technology with operations, PIT reduces duplication, improves accuracy, and accelerates decision-making. With training, ongoing support, and practical solutions, they build confidence, streamline workflows, and prove every team member is part of a stronger, connected ACCIONA team. Team 12 will now come to the floor and explain how they have decided to tackle this challenge and create a viable solution for ACCIONA.
Good morning. We are Team PIT, connecting projects, people, and data. Presenting for challenge number 9, how might ACCIONA improve the way it generates and integrates data on site? What is innovation? It's not just about new technology, it's about new ideas, new processes, better, more efficient ways of working. Our team includes Nisarg Shah, Senior Project Coordinator, and Robin Van Dossler, Cost Controller, and myself, Lynn Hanley, Senior Payroll and HR Coordinator, and we're all from AIM Roads. We believe that project success starts well before the project begins, and by rethinking how ACCIONA captures and integrates data from day one, we can create smarter, more efficient, and better connected projects. We see the opportunity as a project integration team, PIT, supported by ACCIONA Suite, as we like to refer to it as, is ACT Suite. Across ACCIONA projects, disconnected systems are silently draining time, money, and duplicating efforts and compromising data integrity. This isn't just a technical issue, it's a strategic obstacle. The opportunity is clear. By launching a cross-functional project integration team, we can standardize tools, training, and templates, ensuring stronger starts and learning faster.
The current state of data collection and software integration throughout ACCIONA projects has had some challenges. Projects are starting with ad hoc systems, in some cases chosen at the departmental level, without consulting with other departments or with corporate to confirm integration needs. Along with the lack of resources and training and support, there is no real knowledge transfer or lessons learned from project to project. This can lead to cost overruns for trial and error software and inconsistent data reporting. This can also lead to very frustrated staff who are wasting their energy fighting with disconnected systems instead of focusing on their real work. And I think we're all ready to embrace a new way of working.
So we propose Project Integration Team, PIT. This will be ACCIONA's first dedicated team, solely focused on project integration, bridging gaps between daily operations, IT, and corporate reporting. Consider PIT as a super user of system. PIT will understand project-specific requirements right at bidding phase and identify right tools for the project, which will help, let me go again. So PIT will understand project-specific requirement right at the bidding phase and identify right tools for project, knowing the KPIs for corporate reporting and project specific needs. PIT will provide hands-on support during implementation and work alongside project team during the project rollout, which will enable faster and more efficient project rollouts. We are bringing innovation through refinement of workflow and people by streamlining existing processes and help drive projects smarter and more efficient. Supporting PIT will be ACT Suite, a controlled yet flexible suite of software tailored to project-specific needs. Instead of each project searching market for tools during the initial phase, ACT Suite will provide ready library of proven tools, some of which tools are already in use at ACCIONA projects, but not fully integrated to its full potential. Innovation here is every tool in ACT Suite will be vetted and verified by PIT, ensuring it seamlessly integrates with the rest of the tools to make sure the data, they talk with each other without any human efforts. Benefit to ACCIONA is very clear to select right tools at the beginning of project. It means faster onboarding and streamline operations, right from bidding through to execution phase, all without wasted time, money, and avoiding costly trial and error with softwares. We know technology will keep on evolving every day. So to keep ACT Suite future ready, the newly appointed digital solutions lead will search the market as new technology emerges and help add it to ACT Suite with PIT, ensuring they integrate seamlessly with rest of the systems in ACT Suite so that they talk with each other without any human efforts. PIT, along with ACT Suite, addresses one of ACCIONA's biggest challenge: fragmented tools and data. Together, they ensure early data alignment and seamless knowledge transfer by balancing project-level flexibility and corporate-level standardization, all with continuous learning and predictive analysis through automatic, reliable data flow. Value to ACCIONA is clear: faster and more efficient project rollouts, cost savings, smarter decision-making, and scalable consistency across region. This is more than just a process improvement. It's a true transformation, embedded with innovation, integration, and knowledge transfer at each and every stage of project. This just doesn't solve today's pain point, but sets a path towards long-term scalable success.
Our vision is simple: to create a continuous cycle of improvement powered by PIT and ACCIONA. It begins at the project bid phase, working with bidding teams and key stakeholders and any JV representation to make sure we have everything in alignment for the project needs, including systems, processes, along with all the associated costing. From there, PIT will work for a strong project startup, creating standardized templates, training, processes, and workflows. All the data then flows into the data lakehouse, creating a single source of truth that feeds into Dashboard 360, project-level dashboards, and operational and financial reporting, empowering smarter, real-time decisions. Finally, every project closes the loop with structured knowledge transfer and lessons learned to fuel the next bid phase and project startups. This infinity cycle ensures every project at ACCIONA doesn't just deliver results, but it makes the next one stronger, faster, and smarter. The implementation plan starts with onboarding the project integration team over the first few months. Once in place, the PIT team will engage with our key stakeholders to understand specific requirements from each department, as well as corporate, for every project. Using these insights, the team will finalize the right tools for ACCIONA and collaborate with IT and innovation on data mapping and system integration. From there, PIT will develop SOPs, standardized templates, workflows by selecting the most suitable project for pilot. The pilot phase will then be fully rolled out and live tested, with PIT working closely alongside project teams to gather feedback. This approach will allow PIT to refine the implementation process and finalize the integration framework for paving a full way to corporate rollout. The implementation plan is only as strong as the people driving it, which are the key stakeholders who bring this plan to life. This includes project teams, bidding teams, IT, project leads, HR, operations, finance, just to name a few. An additional corporate headcount is one of our costing factors, but this will be billable back to projects as projects continue to roll out. IT integrations and data mapping, reporting setup, as well as training and change management are a few conditional factors for your consideration. On the flip side, the savings are significant, with reduced reworks by eliminating costly trial and error software, reduced data duplication, and faster, more efficient project rollouts. KPIs are time and money saved through reduced duplicated works, consistent and reliable reporting, seamless knowledge transfer, and lessons learned. Embedded into every project, all with improved end user satisfaction.
So let me ask you a question. Is there any benefit we are unlocking by having our own internal centralized data lakehouse? The answer is yes. We are creating a foundation for an AI-powered assistant capable of performing advanced predictive analysis. Imagine we can have our own internal GPT capabilities, ACCIONA GPT, or we can call it ACC-GPT, which can not only be capable of instantly retrieval project-specific information, but it will also be, can solve operational and financial queries just at a click of a button, surface lessons learned from past projects, and help make smarter decisions with historical insights. Once proven successful at our regional level, this solution can be scaled globally across ACCIONA, unlocking even greater level of consistency and scalability.
Our innovation project is about how we generate and integrate data. The project integration team, supported by PIT, will be there from bidding stage through execution, post-project data housing, and beyond. PIT ensures that projects start smarter, run stronger, and finish with lessons carried forward. By unifying tools, processes, and data, we eliminate fragmentation, reduce costly trial and error, and embed continuous learning. This delivers faster startups, consistent KPIs for Dashboard 360, and smarter decision-making across all ACCIONA's future projects. Tools will evolve as technology advances, but what we're proposing goes beyond just tools. We are proposing a new, innovative way of working, one that integrates people, knowledge, and ensures every project builds a solid foundation for the next. Thank you very much. We're Team 12.
We're open to any
Thank you.
questions.
Yeah, we'll open up to any questions now.
Great, thank you so much. The outfits are fantastic. I feel right at home, like I'm at a startup competition. You nailed it. And I thought you did a really good job of putting forward the potential, but also sort of the roadmap to get there. And part of what we've been asked to do is think about what could have an impact in the next 6 to 12 months. So my question for you is two-part. The first is, how would you define success in terms of tangible ROI 12 months from now? And the second is, if that doesn't happen, what would be the challenges or risks that come up that prohibit success?
So just to answer that, like we have a lot of projects in our pipeline within next 6 to 12 months. So that's why we want to start a foundation by when we start a new project right at the bidding phase. We want to incorporate the needs of the project and then identify like what are the right tools, because we all have been under this. We have all experienced this challenge that when we choose different projects once a project is started, at that point we don't get results, and then we just waste we waste precious time and also the money with all the licensing and everything. So when we when we are working on new projects, we want to understand the needs right at the foundation and then help identify right tools, and then a member who will be working along with the team at the beginning to make sure that it's all implemented correctly right at the start, so that there are no challenges going forward, and then continuously working with the and continuously work with the project during its whole phase. And then that's why we want a corporate level person, so that they can use the same knowledge and then use it into when we're bidding for the next project, so that the loop continues in an infinite cycle.
Any challenges or risks? Or the biggest?
So the challenge over here, so the challenge which we see is the first is we want to add make sure that all the tools which are already in the market, which we are not using to its full potential, we want to understand the true needs, the true capabilities of each project. So the biggest challenge which we have is we need to understand all the tools which are available to us. How can we use it to its full potential? That's one of the biggest challenge. That's why we need initial, first few months to understand the full potential of all the tools which are in the market, and how can we put it at its, how can we use it at its maximum potential? That's one of the biggest challenge. And the risk along with it is it's the cost, which is at the end of the day, it's going to get transferred to the project. But the licensing of the third-party tools is the biggest thing. So I want to make sure that whenever we are putting any money, investing any money on a software, we want to make sure that the return of investment is is the highest with the tools.
Did you want to add to that one, Robin?
Well, another challenge, I guess, would be trying to get ahead of what we already have in place with the software, and trying to get projects up to speed. We need to identify all of those ones that we're currently using.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. I know it takes a lot to get up on stage, and you've definitely made a good first impression. I appreciate the careful thought to the people side of the change. You talked about training and workflow, et cetera. And along that line, did I understand correctly that as it sits right now, projects are sort of making their own decisions about what tools that they use? So there's a lot of different tools being used, right? So what kind of resistance, if any, do you expect to see? There's some reason why these projects are choosing different tools. So do you have a sense of what's driving those differences and how you're going to deal with the opinions behind them when you approach projects?
So the biggest challenge is the needs are not understood at the start of the project. A project is started, but then once a project is started, at that point we are going back and then let's put it as we need once a project is started at midpoint, we're saying, oh, now we need a safety documentation control platform. So then the project just keeps start searching the market, what tools do we have available right now? Instead of there should be a centralized space at a corporate level that there should be certain proven tools. What are our available resources? So that's what we are proposing over here, is to have that a ready library of proven tools that the projects don't have to go and search the market. Instead, they can directly come to the corporate and ask for that, so that everything integrates together at the end, instead of just having wasting time with trialing one software and then at the end it doesn't work. So that's wasted time and money.
So you're thinking that they'll be happy not to have to make the decision?
Yes.
Okay.
And the tools will already be vetted by the team.
I've been through a few project startups myself within ACCIONA, and it has been a definite struggle because everybody brings a different software to the table, and then we work through all of the demonstrations and training, and some of them even almost get to full implementation stage, and then we're like, oh, that one key thing that we needed doesn't work. So then we have to go back to the drawing board, and there's no centralized space within ACCIONA where you can go and say, okay, these are proven tools for these needs. So that's definitely part of our plan.
And just to add on to that, even right now at projects, we already have one tool, but we are not using it to its full potential. When we look into detail, that tool can be capable of doing, performing or serving the needs which we are searching in the market. So it's that understanding which if we have an additional person who knows the full capabilities, then they can train the people in a right direction that the tool which you currently have is capable of performing and serving those tasks. You don't need an additional tool. That's the biggest challenge right now, that we already have a tool which can perform multiple tasks, but we are not using it to its full potential.
And I think that's where the PIT team comes in, because they will deal with past projects, people from past projects, and get knowledge from them, which softwares worked, which softwares didn't, and they can move forward rather than wasting time and energy on software that didn't work to their capabilities.
Okay, I think that's all the time we have for Q&A for Team 12.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Water utilities face costly challenges each year: red tide, turbidity spikes, or salinity shifts that strike without warning. Without early detection, problems escalate into higher treatment costs, shutdowns, equipment failures, environmental harm, and risks to public health. Delays can cost hundreds of thousands in emergency repairs and damages. With floods, hurricanes, and storm surges becoming more frequent, the need for fast, accurate water quality insights has never been greater. That's why our early detection water quality monitoring system is a game changer. Combining satellite imagery, drones, cameras, AI, and machine learning, it identifies changes before they become critical. This early warning system helps utilities act quickly, cutting costs, reducing risks, and ensuring clean, reliable water for the communities they serve. Team 13 will now come to the floor. and explain how they have decided to tackle this challenge and create a viable solution for ACCIONA.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are Team 13, and we are today presenting the early detection water quality monitoring system. And if you are wondering, yes, we are going to change that name because it's super long, right? So today we are not only presenting this idea of this project, we are also presenting a pilot program. So a few weeks ago, we were announced by ACCIONA Spain Innovation that they have selected us for funding. So today we are not going to only talk about this idea, but we are going to give you guys some current status of the implementation of this pilot program. First, Juan Carlos is going to introduce the members of the team.
Okay, thank you. Our team is divided, well, it's composed by Daniel and Raúl that are from the Tampa Bay Seawater Desalination Facility, then Ignacio Benito in California, and myself, Juan Carlos, located in Barcelona. Our team together combines operational experience, business development, and technical expertise in the desalination water treatment. After I explain a little bit about ourselves, now I want to explain what challenges we face every day in the desalination. I'm going to put it like easier for everybody. When you think on a desalination plant, you have to operate 24 hours, 7 days a week, all days. You have to be continually producing, and you have you have to produce clean, safe drinking water, and the water that you have, it's from the sea, so it changes a lot. Like the quality is not the same, so you need to be really like alive, awake, to be able to adapt and change your parameters for you can use the plant. What is the most like the highest problem we have is that under the water you have a lot of hidden threats that are like in the video it was told, red tides, turbidity events, and if these threats are not detected on time, they can reach the facility and they will give a lot of trouble to us. They can do a lot of consequences like equipment failures, emergency shutdowns, we use more chemicals, and worst of all, dissatisfied customers, right? But what would happen if we were able to see these threats before they get to the plant? This is where our solution comes in place, that the early detection water quality monitoring system, it would give us an advantage because using drones, satellites, camera, and AI, we can predict the quality of the water 2 hours before it arrives to our plant. So it gives us a few time for us to be able to adapt and have a better quality, and reduce all the risk that we have normally.
So to give you guys an example, this is our seawater desalination plant located in Tampa. ACCIONA has been operating and maintaining this facility since 2004, 20 years. We are able to produce 25 million gallons a day. And if you are wondering how much is 25 million gallons a day, that tank over there, right, is 5 million gallons a tank. So we can produce 5 of them every day. Just to give you an example, again, for the current stage, 2 weeks ago, on September 5th, I think it was, we were in production of 12 MGD, million gallons a day, while suddenly we have a turbidity event, right? How we detect the turbidity event? With our equipment in the desalination plant. As you can see, there is no space between the orange and the green mark, so our only option when we detect it is shut down the facility. We need to protect our equipment. These equipments are very expensive, right? So what happened when we shut down the facility? We need to wait until the turbidity slow down and stabilize, and after 24 hours, we were able to come back in production with 8 million gallons a day and 12 million gallons a day. But you were wondering, what does it mean? What these numbers? What are the numbers behind this shutdown? How much is 24 hours being down? Right. So we have 3 different impacts, right? The first one is the operational. We already talked about it. 24 hours of being without production of water, drinking water, is a lot. I mean, for Tampa, that is plenty of water. Maybe it's not urgent, but for other facilities like we have, ACCIONA has in Qatar, that's a huge impact for the community, right? Also, we have equipment failures, 30% average. And here's the point, financial impact. More than $50,000 in the event that we just talked about. $50,000 in emergency repairs, in chemical and power consumption. And the more important thing, customers. In Tampa, there's 3.5 million people, and we serve water for 10% of them. So 340,000 customers affected for this event.
Our solution is an AI-powered cloud platform that integrates the satellite, the camera, the drones, and also a lot of historical data, and with advanced algorithms in a single app platform. So it provides us real-time alerts, predict the values, so it gives us time to do proactive decisions and before the water reaches the plant. It is the first AI platform combining the satellite, all of this with validated algorithm. That's important to say, with validated algorithms. And it would put ahead ACCIONA of the market with predictive intelligence and multiple source integration. Here is a picture of the interface that it will have. It's really nice, it's really friendly because it gives you the values 2 hours before, and also it gives you a 24-hour timeline, so it helps you to detect any trend.
The company that ACCIONA has been selected to move forward with this solution is SkyTel. SkyTel is specialized in advanced digital solutions for environmental management, with a strong record in prediction technology to improve efficiency and reliabilities to other customers, including NASA, Google, NOAA, and all of those. Their expertise lies in the integration data from multiple sources in one intelligent platform. This approach allows utilities to move from reactive solutions to proactive decision-making, right? For this water application, SkyTel is partnering with Mississippi State University. They have developed these algorithms, 8 of them, to detect and predict turbidity, salinity, and all these kind of parameters that are in the water, in the ocean, in the bay, that could affect us. So this collaboration between ACCIONA and SkyTel is designed to deliver a safer, smarter, and more cost-effective solution for water treatment, but always focus in the sustainability, digitalization, and operational excellence.
The good news about this is also that it's applicable to other facilities. It's really easy to replicate this. For example, we're working together with Qatar, with RAF, that we're working to improve the algorithm, to have more data to train the model, and also it would help us in the decision for future projects, not only in North America, but all over the world. For example, create more accurate OPEX and CAPEX in future projects, and also it can be beyond desalination, it could be used in other ACCIONA divisions for construction, concessions, and also ports on offshore.
So, as I said before, until a few weeks ago, we only have an idea. Now we have funded from ACCIONA Spain, and ACCIONA communicated us that they were going to fund it with 40%. So from July, August of 2 months ago, we were in communication with SkyTel. They say that they were interested to fund with the rest of the 60%. And using, obviously, the algorithms from MSU, Mississippi State University. But the great news and important thing here is that our customer, Tampa Bay Water, they are not only interested in this system, in this technology for the desalination plant. They provide us with this letter of support. But they are also interested in this system in the entire facilities that they have in the region, more than 200 million gallons of drinking water for the population of Tampa Bay, 3.5 million customers. So now that we have all the ingredients, now we have to put a plan together, right? We put this roadmap starting in September. We are about to close the contract. We're just waiting for some legal advice, and they say okay to the contract between SkyTel and ACCIONA. And we will start with the installation of the cameras, the first flights from the drones, and the connection with the satellites. Hopefully next month, we will install the algorithms from MSU into the SkyTel platform. By November, hopefully, yes, we can validate the algorithms, and that's where we will use machine learning, right? We will compare the data provided and the predictions provided from this technology with our current data from our desalination plant. By December, hopefully, again, we have the web page and the mobile app implemented for the users and for our client. January, we will integrate this technology in the ACCIONA Atlas system. This is a system that ACCIONA Agua is implementing in Madrid to get all these technologies together. And we will run the cybersecurity analysis, obviously. By March 2026, we are confident that we will have final validations and we have a product that we can commercialize.
So keeping this planning in mind, and just to close by highlighting that we're team number 13. Our project is the Early Detection Water Quality Monitoring System, and that we hope, well, we're with a plant placed in March. We hope, or we strongly believe, that we're going to be able to say next time we talk that we can predict the water events and eliminate the shutdowns due to this in the water desalination facilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like to open it up for some Q&A from the judges.
Thank you very much. It's very impressive what you've been able to achieve. I'm very encouraged also because this type of initiatives actually have a meaningful impact in the operation. But I'm as excited as I am, I've become a little bit anxious to understand how you're managing with this partnership with Mississippi State University and with SkyTel. How are we managing who owns data, and how are we managing who owns the IP of this? Because, as you said, this could be a competitive advantage. It could be a business in itself. We have entrepreneurs here that could probably talk about that, but only to the extent that you own the IP and that you own the data. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure.
Especially when there's funding 60% of this initiative, which gets me a little bit nervous.
I hope ACCIONA provide more, but they say that only 40%. Yeah, this collaboration between SkyTel and MSU is just for them, and they have the algorithm. SkyTel has purchased the algorithm, so our collaboration is just with SkyTel. In this case, SkyTel this is just a pilot program, basically, and we have a contract in place. SkyTel cannot do any other business with any other competitors at this point. What we have put in that contract is that ACCIONA has the first right of this product, and they cannot use our technology or our data or information from any other facilities or any other projects. In terms of IP, SkyTel will maintain the IP with everything related with prediction, and ACCIONA, because that's something that they have elaborated, that's their knowledge, the technology, and ACCIONA will maintain the IP of everything related with production, maintenance, with management, with operations, data from the facilities, and basically everything that is not in the prediction side. Now, there is a couple of options in the contract that we are signing right now, where in the future we can do some collaboration with ACCIONA, SkyTel, SkyTel, ACCIONA, and that will be depending on the results that happen in March, right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I thought you did a great job of really describing the problem in detail so we can fully understand it as lay people. What I'd like to ask, I've got two questions. Hopefully one of them's quick. And the hopefully quick question is, do you know how often these events happen?
I suffer them every day. But for this important technology to take place, just to give you an example, this year we suffered 4 of them.
Okay, at one plant?
Excuse me?
4 times at one plant, one desalination plant?
Correct.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, yes, we are Located in Tampa, we have a power plant in front of us, which is basically also filtering some of the water. There are many plants around the world from ACCIONA, and including Qatar, which we are collaborating with them, that their intakes are directly in the ocean, and they are suffering these kind of turbidity events coming from the deserts, from sand, every day, every week, every month. Now, this technology is not only for seawater desalination plant. Obviously, we are coming from this world. But as I said before, our client, Tampa Bay Water, they have surface water plants. They have water from rivers, from lakes, from reservoir. That's a huge thing for them to have this knowledge.
Thanks. Maybe I'll pass it to Nat.
My question was going to be the same as Carlos, and I spent a lot of time navigating those questions in the business that I built. Maybe you can help us understand how you thought about the problem from the outset in terms of buy versus build, and how you chose a partner as opposed to building internally.
Excuse me?
In terms of, maybe you can help us think about how you thought about bringing on a partner versus trying to build something internally, and why you went that route.
Right, and hopefully we can. But at this point, I think they have, in this team, SkyTel has a lot of experience working with predictive protect and technology, and they are very good in terms of predictions technology. They are working now with fire protection. They are helping California with fire and everything. So we just wanted to bring that technology and that background and feedback to the water area. I know ACCIONA Y Spain has a digital department in Madrid, and they are working in something similar also in Qatar. So hopefully we can bring it and do it by our own. That's part also of the options, yes.
Okay, that's all the time we have for Q&A. Thank you so much.
Traffic professionals make high-stakes decisions daily. Lane closures, detours, and high-speed work zones all demand precision. Without the right tools, traffic control plans rely on outdated methods or guesswork, leading to non-compliance, longer setup times, delays, rework, safety risks, and even legal penalties. Missed details can cost millions or put workers and drivers in danger. As cities grow and regulations evolve, demand for smarter, faster, safer traffic operations is rising. Municipalities and transport ministries expect real-time, data-driven planning, and the industry must adapt. That's where Project Tom Traffic Operations Management delivers. Using AI, real-time maps, regulation-trained chat, and automated overlays from standards like OTM Book 7 and the MUTCD, Tom generates compliant traffic plans in seconds. The result? Safer closures, faster setups, fewer delays, and total peace of mind. Team 15 will now come to the floor and explain how they have decided to tackle this challenge and create a viable solution for ACCIONA.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're Team 15. I'm Brad Nadeau, Traffic Supervisor for the Ontario Line North Project.
I'm Cody Slow-Roberts, Traffic Supervisor for the Ontario Line North Project.
I'm Dario Barak, Traffic Superintendent for Ontario Line North Project.
And I'm Tyler Lee, the IT Manager for the Ontario Line North Project. We'd also like to give an honorable mention to our teammate, Tobias, whose co-op actually ended with ACCIONA as he's continuing his studies. He was a major part of the team. Okay, well, before we get started, I just have to ask, what exactly is traffic control, and why is it such a big deal in road construction?
That's a great question. Traffic control is how we guide traffic safely around road construction. That includes signs, cones, lane closures, everything that protects workers and drivers. It keeps people safe, especially when heavy equipment is operating just feet from live traffic.
So it's mainly about safety, later pause for defect, or there is more to it?
Well, it's definitely about safety, but there's also efficiency. A well-planned traffic setup helps us move lanes, reduce delays, and stays on schedule. Without it, you can get gridlock, frustrated drivers, and costly construction delays.
And how are these traffic plans made today?
Well, currently they're made using OTM Book 7. Designers sketch closures on static maps and email PDFs back and forth. It's slow and rigid, but our tool automates that process. It overlays traffic control plans on Google Maps and uses AI to analyze live traffic volume and trends. It even lets clients collaborate in real time, reviewing, commenting, and requesting changes on the spot.
We're here to talk about Project Tom, Traffic Operations Management. What you just heard are some common questions about traffic management and how crucial the process can be to the operations for construction. I probably should have given you some warning before showing you this slide. It looks like a horror movie, I know, but you can't close your eyes to get away from this. For many of us, this is our daily commute. Bumper to bumper, stop and go traffic. And honestly, I think this is what Google Maps means when it shows you the red traffic layer. The real nightmare though, this is Tuesday at 2 p.m. It's not even rush hour traffic. And our project exists to avoid scenes like this, and hopefully we can help reduce chaos. So we looked at ways that we can utilize new technology, better ways that we can reduce inefficient uses of resources, and minimize the efficient communication and productivity. The current process for generating traffic plans are slow, manual, and prone to costly errors. We're talking about an outdated process that uses a physical manual and human interpretation. This can lead to costly fines, project delays, and most importantly, significant safety risks.
Our solution is an AI-powered platform that unifies compliance, automation, and generative design. It replaces the current manual process with an intelligent AI-driven system that delivers faster, safer, and more cost-efficient traffic control plans. So why do we call our project Tom? Well, first off, it stands for Traffic Operations Management, which is our real focus. But we also drew inspiration from the cartoon Tom and Jerry. In the show, Tom is constantly coming up with new contraptions and strategies to try and catch Jerry. He doesn't always succeed, but what's most important is his persistence and creativity. Similarly, our project is about trying smarter and more creative approaches, only instead of chasing Jerry, we're chasing efficiency and better traffic flow. Tom is built on a few core features that make it an instant expert and a useful tool on the job site. It has automated regulatory knowledge retrieval to ensure every plan is compliant with the latest rules and regulations. It pulls information from locally allowed traffic rules based on the location and the environment.
From there, Tom delivers two key capabilities. First, our chatbot interface, which is easy to ask questions about traffic rules, signage requirements, and best practices on site. Instead of digging through a thick manual, now you can get instant, accurate answers whenever and wherever you need them. Second is our generative design feature. It creates accurate print-ready plans, instantly placing required signage and devices onto a real map. With a real-time collaboration, we can streamline the review process, allowing stakeholders to review, comment, and approve drawings for faster approval. No existing tool unifies AI with generative design and real-time collaboration. Tom is the unique all-in-one platform to specifically fill that gap. To better understand our first capability, here's our proof of concept.
Now, we want to give you a glimpse of our technology in action. Let's keep in mind this isn't a finished product, but a proof of concept running on a basic LLM, with the entirety of Book 7 as its only knowledge base. Our goal is to show you how Tom acts as an instant expert, providing compliant guidance in a fraction of the time. So we're going to present Tom with a real-world scenario. We'll tell him that we need a traffic control plan to close a left turn lane and an adjacent through lane at an intersection. We'll type in the request now. As you can see, like a true expert, Tom doesn't just guess, it prompts us for crucial information that it needs to find the right plan. It's asking us for the road speed, the lane count, and the road type. So we'll give it the requested info. We'll tell them that the speed is 60 kilometers an hour, it's a multi-lane divided, non-freeway, for short duration at an intersection. Tom will then process the information and provide a suggestion for us. Based on that input, Tom has instantly suggested the most applicable typical layout from the OTM Book 7. It's identified drawing DI-22 as the correct configuration for this scenario. And here we have OTM Book 7, the same manual that Tom is trained on. When we go to the page for drawing DI-22, you can see the precise drawing that Tom has recommended. This is the core of our proof of concept. Tom in seconds identified the correct, compliant plan, saving countless hours of manual search and interpretation.
Now, whenever you bring up AI, there's always a healthy bit of skepticism, because we've all seen AI just creating things out of nowhere. And in traffic management, we don't want to see a traffic light that looks like a Christmas tree or a sign that looks like it belongs in a comedy sketch. That's why we designed Tom differently. Our system doesn't just pull answers out of thin air. It's grounded in traffic regulation manuals like OTM Book 7. And every recommendation Tom makes is backed by the rule book. It's not just a guess. This means two things. First is accuracy. The chatbot only provides answers that are established to the regulations. Second is reliability. The generative maps are built with rules baked in, so every placement of the signs are compliant by design. After all, we run off caffeine and intuition, whereas AI runs off of data and algorithms.
That's exactly right. And by anchoring AI to these standards, we avoid the classic pitfalls of hallucination. And we keep Tom focused on making life easier, not creating confusion on the roadway. Now, before I get into the serious benefits, let's talk about the signs on this slide. We've got someone protesting an end to roadwork sign on the left, and that's the passion that every project manager wants. Traffic, and on the right, we have traffic so bad, the sign may as well say, abandon all hope, you'll never get to work on time. It is funny, but it also makes a point. Traffic management is complex, and mistakes and inefficiencies quickly ripple into delays, cost overruns, and frustration for everybody. Our multi-phase implementation plan shows a strong return on investment. The focus of phase 1 is data acquisition, which includes AI training, recognition engine. Phase 2 is the map integration and drawing overlay. Phase 3 is the compliance and operations phase, and phase 4 will be an ongoing operations and maintenance to keep Tom up to date and compliant. The initial development is a one-time upfront investment, and this creates a foundational asset for the company that reduces the need for multiple consultants for manual work. The system delivers significant cost savings just by avoiding construction standby time and the high costs associated with manual errors and project delays. This is why we believe our project offers a powerful value proposition for ACCIONA. Our financial plan is strategic with an upfront investment and a clear path. The initial development is a total cost of $400,000 to $600,000, and it's primarily driven by the staffing costs and multidisciplinary team. The hardware and software budget is integrated into this total, and the cost for crucial components like cloud computing, mapping APIs, and drawing libraries. During phase 4, streamlined budget will cover the ongoing operations, ensuring the system remains current and compliant with all the regulations as they evolve. This approach provides significant and lasting return on investment. ACCIONA can streamline operations, reduce costly errors, and accelerate their approval timelines. Instead of long manual reviews or back and forth over compliance questions, teams can get instant answers and automated rule-compliant drawings. We mitigate the adoption risk by proving Tom only enhances the human expertise, and it also removes tedious work, making engineers more efficient and focused on their high-value tasks.
We've shown you a glimpse at the financial case and our technology in action. Project Tom is a strategic investment that provides a powerful all-in-one tool for a global company like ACCIONA. It ensures compliant international traffic control plans, in addition to providing cost avoidance and efficiency gains. Looking ahead, the intelligence we're building has immense potential for future expansion. The rule-based system of architecture can be easily adapted for interprovincial and global compliance. As ACCIONA expands across North America and globally, our solution can be trained on various traffic manuals like the US MUTCD and UK's Chapter 8. This ensures that we can seamlessly and compliantly operate in any new market. Furthermore, by leveraging our AI with camera data, the platform can transition from a static planning tool to an operation system. This provides unprecedented control and insight, empowering projects like the SR400 with the ability to track congestion, predict traffic flow, and optimize operations. Project Tom is where AI meets traffic control, building a foundation for a safer, more efficient future.
We would like to give a special thank you to our coach, Jesus Garcia, to our sponsor, Winston Chan, the judges for their time and consideration, and finally to Anton for organizing this event and for giving us the opportunity to present our idea. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
All right, I'd like to open it up for some Q&A from the judges. Thank you, Team 15.
Thank you very much. It's very impressive, the potential that we have to improve in our projects. I have a question, a question about implementation plan. Can you elaborate how you came up with the timeline and how you came up with the cost and how you came up with the net profit that you were explaining? How were those analyzed?
Yeah, so for the ROI, for the costs and everything, that was more associated with research that we had done and for the members we would need for that team to implement it, to get it off the ground, user interface designers, the mapping, possibly integrating GIS and stuff like that. So those are based off of average salaries in Canada for the Toronto area. And those are all factored in, and that also includes the software that we may need as well. And then for the ROI, that's not only the cost that it could save the engineers in time and efficiency and have them spending more time on other tasks, but for the construction delays, which admittedly is kind of hard to quantify sometimes. But for example, when we're doing utility relocations on our project, if we can't get the crew working because they're waiting for a new drawing, that costs $10,000 for them just to sit there for the day. For the crew doing the piers, $70,000 to sit there for the day. And I think probably the biggest one is the SR400. From what we got from Jesus was that it costs $500,000 a day every day beyond project delivery. So if we were even able to save 2 days there, if it's split 3 ways between the JV, that's $330,000 clawed back. And admittedly, maybe hard to quantify that, but if it's a tool that accelerates approvals, that could be a major thing for us.
How about the timeline for implementation?
The timeline is just based off of what we had done in research, essentially, right? Just basically how the industry is moving. And it could be faster, it could be slightly slower. This is just the best estimate based off of the research and all the material that we had to ingest.
Yeah, and just to add to that, because we also had some discussions with the Australian team, with the ACCIONA GPT, and seeing what their timelines were like as well.
Yeah.
It looked like, actually, maybe I should say first, I really appreciated your use of humor.
Thank you.
Really kind of, after seeing a few presentations, sometimes presentation can get lost, so it's good that you're kind of making yourselves pop a little bit. You might have to worry about the intellectual property on those Tom and Jerry cartoons. It looked like your tool would require an expert user. Can you talk a little bit about that? Is that something that you see over time that somebody who's not an expert user might be able to use the tool?
Yeah, admittedly, the tool is kind of like specific towards the traffic engineers in the planning department. However, those tools could be used by other departments. For example, construction wants to know, hey, can we work in this area? Would it be possible? What would a setup look like that we could implement so we could work in specific areas on the roadway? Is that kind of?
Yeah, that's good, thanks.
Just to add to this, traffic is like an insurance. This is part of the construction that you actually need, right? Anytime when you do the road work, traffic control is essential.
Thanks, that was a great presentation and a really interesting business idea. Can you help me understand how easy it is or difficult it is to map the data not only for a single location, but when you start thinking about different geographies and how that might evolve over time? Do you have access to all the data, and how challenging is that actually?
Yeah, so in terms of the data, Book 7 is available, it's publicly available, and it's like the regulations that we follow, right? So in that, it's very rigid, and then there's like decision matrices. So for example, if there was like outside, if there's 2 lanes going east, 2 lanes going west, there's a specific closure and a specific thing that will apply to that setup that is needed, right? So it's fairly rigid in the decision matrices, and the other part too is like the human factor. So Obviously, it's a kind of a fail-safe is, yes, it'll interpret it, it'll give us its drawing and what it thinks we should do, and then we can edit it and make sure that it is compliant afterwards based off of like the roadway that we're working in, for example.
So when you're talking about mapping APIs, is that mapping to internal tools, or is that mapping to external data sources, or what APIs are required?
Well, luckily we have like a lot of like the different books from the different regions that we're going to be utilizing. So even for the demo, like what we created was just using any kind of local LLM. So in the demo, we use like the latest Olama, and we have it to a reg pipeline just directly to the book. So that way it's pulling that resource. So.
All right, that would wrap up the Q&A for Team 15. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Okay, so we'll take a little bit of a break, but before that, I just want to explain a little bit about the judging criteria. So before the event started, before the program started, thank you. Before the program started, we released to everyone a set of criteria. Some of the key things that were on the criteria were the impact, of course, to the business, scalability and implementability. So those are the key things that the judges will now have to evaluate on each of the performances. So I invite you to take a little bit of a break. If you are here with us live, we have some refreshments, and tune in for those of you that are viewing remotely. So just one more thing, sorry. Like I think right now, just for time, we're about 15 minutes off, so maybe we'll split the difference and just go maybe 5-10 minutes over. So maybe we aim for 1:40 or so for coming back. Okay, all right. Okay, thanks everyone. Look, we're going to change the order a little bit. I'm going to go to, I'll close first. I'll say a few things that I would like to say as a innovation director here in North America. I'll start out by congratulating all the finalists. You guys did an amazing job presenting. I know it's not easy to get up here. One of them asked me if they had tips about nervousness. I said, and Carlos knows this, is I'm always nervous when I speak in public, so I have no tips. You're not. So congratulations, guys, for a job well done. I'd like to make some thank yous, and there's a few. So thank you to the leadership team in North America, Carlos and Esme particularly, for being partners in this event. Thank you to the innovation team in Madrid, especially Telmo and Clara for helping facilitate the program. The selection panel, the coaches and the judges that help select the finalists, and then of course Cam and Nat for your insights today, very valuable insights. I'd like to also thank Sarah, Karen, Marsuka, Naz, Patricia, and the marketing team for making the logistics of this event possible. Can't thank you guys enough. And lastly, and more importantly, most importantly, probably the participants. And by participants, I also talk about the different project leaders and the department heads that have been involved in creating these challenges. It wouldn't have been possible without all of you. All right, so what's next? Carlos alluded to maintaining this mindset of innovation and being ready for the change that's coming. And for us, I think the center of that is really the people. And so it's really key to see people be involved and remain involved in the coming years. And so my call to action is very simple. Please stay involved. Please stay in touch. First, really give us feedback. This event, the Innovation Awards, is really for the region, for all of you guys. Please provide us feedback. We're here to listen, and we want to make the event even more meaningful next time. We talked about the challenges and how that was one of the main changes this year. We can't be ever too good in terms of understanding what our real challenges are in the business. So I'd like to urge all of you to just keep informing us, the innovation team, about them, and hopefully we can plug those into the next iterations of the Innovation Awards. Lastly, we're talking about people, and I want to announce Digital Academy. We will be rolling that out late this year, early next year, and this is really about training our workforce in using the newest tools that are available to us in the market, and also identifying super users that can train across our organization. So with that said, I'd like to now invite, after I introduce them more formally, Nat and Cam onto the stage. Cam Melvin is an entrepreneur in residence at the University of British Columbia and seasoned consultant and startup coach with over 20 years of experience. He has a graduate degree in computer engineering, specialized in imaging, combined with broad industry experience across many sectors. In addition to his role as entrepreneur in residence in UBC, he's a part-time executive at 2 startups, sits on the advisory boards for a handful of others, and is an active member of the BC startup ecosystem. He's passionate about innovation and entrepreneurship and is endlessly curious. Nat Cartwright is an active advisor to early stage companies, drawing on her experience in scaling ventures, impact investing, and navigating high growth markets. She is the co-founder and former COO of FinAI and led its successful exit to Glia Technologies. She previously managed a $250 million health investment fund at the Global Fund in Geneva. Natalie was an adjunct professor at the UBC Stoddard School of Business, advisory board member of the National Research Council Canada Industrial Research Assistance Program. It's quite long. It's IRAP. And a founding director of AI in BC, and has served on Canada's AI advisory board. So please welcome to the stage our judges.
So thank you very much for having us here today and for the wonderful presentations. I really enjoyed learning a little bit about ACCIONA and some of the problems and some of the innovative solutions that have come forward. So Nat and I are going to take turns giving a little bit of feedback for each of the teams. And we're making a point to give some positive feedback and also some areas for improvement in the spirit of continuous improvement. So our first team, Team 5, where's Team 5? Over there? Thank you. So the fact that you've got a pilot and a proof of concept is really positive and kind of indicative of the potential. You had a very strong presentation, clearly well practiced, as I mentioned earlier, and you have the advantage of collecting data for the future. And we've all recognized the potential value for that data. On the other hand, we found that we would have liked a better articulation of the benefits and exactly what the return on investment might be there, and also sort of sense that it's maybe not universally applicable, as you implied, and probably difficult to implement. We really appreciate all of your efforts and would love to see you kind of continue on your innovation journey.
Thank you so much for having us and for giving us what I thought was going to be the easiest job of the day. Turns out not so much. It was really fantastic and a lot of fun. When I ran into Lynn this morning from group 12, she told me she was nervous. There was no need to be nervous. You guys did a fantastic job presenting. You came out looking like you knew something about innovation in bright red suits. That's how we know in the startup world. And you really talked about a problem that I could see everyone nodding their head at, particularly Carlos. He goes, this is a problem. This is a real problem. Everyone knows this problem. And Robin, we have to give props to you because at the end you told your personal story, which is always very powerful, and helped Cam and I, who aren't familiar with this problem, really understand it. And so that was really useful for us to go through. So we loved the problem. We loved that you guys were thinking really big about how to solve this across a lot of different areas for a lot of different people and making a lot of lives easier. And our only question was there anything that we could do to take stepwise approaches to give there and also to think about how might different projects leverage different technologies given all the different stakeholders. But really well done. Thank you.
So for Team 13, we thought that you had a really strong articulation of the problem. We clearly understood. You've got a pilot underway in funding, which is a huge head start. And also a clear articulation of the benefit. We felt like we really understood what the return on investment was going to be, and also understood that there was going to be a relatively quick return on investment. So in terms of areas to keep working, we're all a little bit nervous about that intellectual property risk that Carlos was asking about. We feel like that's going to need some attention, and all of these timelines are usually up for question. There's going to be lots of roadblocks ahead in terms of implementation, so may not be able to complete that in the timeline that you presented, but.
And for the last group, you are going to haunt me at night because this seems like such an incredible business idea. And what I can't figure out is why it doesn't exist already. So I'm going to go try and figure out why that is, but someone should do it. And you guys seem like you've done a really good job. There's a hacker somewhere in your group. Who's the hacker? You are. Excellent. There's nothing I love more than seeing someone who has an idea and just does something and probably fails your way through. But it looked great. The demo worked, which is more than Meta did, so congratulations on that. Yeah, it seems like a fantastic idea. Again, Carlos said this is a problem. We have lots of engineers who are working on this. This causes delay. And so our biggest question to you is how quickly could you figure out cost savings and prove that in a very tangible way in a repeatable fashion? And congratulations on finding something that's a really interesting idea. Thank you.
And as I said, we love seeing the the journeys that all of you have been on, and would like to see you continue in your innovation journeys, and being an example for others at ACCIONA in terms of recognizing problems, demonstrating that systems level thinking, and going out there and trying to find solutions. But unfortunately, we had to find one winner, and as Nat was saying, not the easiest job of our days today. But we'd like to congratulate Team 13.
All right, congratulations, Team 13, and that concludes the event. And I hope the presentations today were impactful for you, as it was for me, enjoyable for me as well when we're preparing this. And see you next time, and please stay involved with the innovation team here at North America. Thank you. So.